not as smoky today. The wildfires in the west are blowing this way, making the air quality horrible. Nasty. It's not cool when you're trying to get over COVID. Hanging out, grounding again, and I've been seeing a lot of fish. Ugh. They go by so fast. Trout. What are you doing to her? We're in Eldorado Springs. Get out here so I can feel the negative ions rushing over me. Whoop, whoop. Or I'll just fall in. I've been getting some updates from Gonzalez and some of the other sources I have, and I don't know, there's been so much crazy, there's been a lot of really crazy narratives going on out there that people are just kind of running away with. A lot of hopeful stuff that isn't necessarily true. Maybe people are trying to manifest this stuff by spreading information that's, I don't know, just not true. I don't know what's going on. But I don't know. I feel like I just don't want to get into a battle of narratives about federations, what they're here doing or not doing. You know, the information I've been given from the beginning and now is that all of these beings are not going to come down and save us. That we have to be the ones that step up and show that we want different leadership. You know, we have people, humans that are meeting at the Super Federation right now. And they represent humanity. They represent us. But these are, you know, interplanetary corporate conglomerate cabal people. Is that who you want representing you? Well, us tacitly sitting by while all of this goes on, listening to stories about extraterrestrial saviors, while we're doing that, we're giving up our power. We're not working to manifest It's a very precarious situation we're in as humans. We've been programmed for so long to look for a savior. To, you know, at the end of an age, somebody's going to come and save us. It's part of our dogma, part of our own personal distortions. But we have to do the work. We have to stand up. We have to demand freedom. We have to demand representation in the form of our leadership. Because right now we're being represented by people that are psychopaths. And we're sitting back waiting for someone to come and save us instead of fixing the problem ourselves. And cosmic law tells these ETs and federations, you know what? We can't interfere. We can't come in and do anything until you do your part. So, no saviors in the clouds. No body rescuing Mars, the moon. saving, maintaining their own assets as they're in battle. There is battle going on here, but it's not going the way some people are reporting. It is a full-pitch war, and just like what's going on Earth with the Alliance, we're not exactly winning right now. I'm not saying we're going to lose. I'm just saying all these people need us making calls out to the one infinite creator and to creation, saying enough of this. We've had enough of this. And that's going to entail us, getting out from behind our keyboards, our narcissistic little bubbles, and get out, complain about injustice, demand fair leadership, do all we can to awaken people. I'm having a lot of briefings from the Alliance, but it's, stuff I'm not sharing, because when it comes down to it, they failed. There was cowardice and betrayal on the highest levels. Oh, it's too bright here. So what's happening now with all the generals and different people that are on Telegram or other social media putting out information, it's just propaganda. This is a giant propaganda war. Don't get caught up in it. It's meant to stir your emotions. It's meant to be a seed planted in your mind. Is it working? Are you caught up in all of the polarity bullshit? I think everyone has at some point. Right now, what the Alliance is doing is they're involved in one of the largest propaganda wars against the cabal that's ever happened. And they're trying to get people to get out and protest and, pump their fists in the air and all of that, because they're not going to go arrest anyone. Not until the pendulum swings the other way and the public awakens. They're not going to do it. They were in position to where they could have, and they chickened out. They straight up chickened out. I don't like saying that, but some of the generals and people that were very respected are now associating with not good people, and these not good people are grooming them for politics. So they're going to become what they were fighting against eventually. It is a mess. It's also a mess in the SSP Alliance. They're on their heels, sort of hiding out. The Dark Alliance has pretty much all been exposed. There's a lot of people out claiming to be Dark Alliance, and nothing they say is even remotely similar to how the Dark Alliance operates. It's not its own program, off being totally ran separately. It's integrated, almost like Hydra, in to all the other programs. And they have their own assets, but it's not like what people are portraying. And these people, after being exposed, are some of the most wanted people on the planet or in the solar system. And they're probably not having a good time hiding out in smelly reptilian bases, and also deep underground bases that some of them were able to get to, even here on Earth. So it is an ongoing battle. The interplanetary corporate conglomerate pretended like they didn't know the Dark Fleet existed, and they've gone in and they took over the Dark Fleet moon base, and they found all of these stasis prisons and normal prisons where beings were frozen in stasis. all sorts of beings that they had caught coming into our solar system and abducted from other solar systems along the side the Draco. And of course the ICC sent in teams into this base acting like they knew nothing about it, but they had known about it for decades. And a lot is found there that is going to be used further against the Draco. And I mean, are things that happen outside of the atmosphere admissible in a court of law? That's one of the things that's been debated on some of these crimes against humanity that have been done in space. It's kind of like international waters. There's been a lot going on. I've been keeping a lot to myself just because there's just so much propaganda and bullshit out there that I'm leery of getting into a big narrative battle. I've received some pretty heavy briefings that just have not been encouraging, but I'm putting out hope that, you know, the people, you know, overcome tyranny, and the Alliance is in a position someday to be able to actually do something. But for now, I'm just focusing on what I can control. And what I can control is my mission. And in my mission, I'm bringing all of this information to as much of the mass consciousness as I can. And it's, of course, going to be in the form of television shows and documentaries and scripted TV series, a lot of inspirational stuff, but things that will help awaken the at least tens of millions of people that will probably watch this content, considering who is involved and what platform it's on. Very exciting. So that's all I really have to say. You know, people have wondered where, you know, David Wilcock and I are. You know, David's had a lot of issues like I have, you know, with people, you know, quite honestly, in the community that we worked with. We've both been blackmailed, extorted, threatened, stolen from. It's gotten pretty bad, and he's backed away quite a bit, as have I. And I just don't want to get into a big debate against all people with all these ridiculous narratives out. You know, Ari's been speaking with me, saying people that have gotten caught up in that, I've just got to distance myself from and let them burn through that cycle. But right now is the great revealing, the end times, and there have never been more deceptive times. We all have to discern. We're all going to trip up and be deceived or tricked. I've been tricked by my allies even. Just keep your wits about you. Know that all of the stuff you're seeing in the alternative news is probably 80% total bullshit. Sorry. It's propaganda war, and they're trying to use us as fodder. Instead, use your brain, not your emotions. All right. I guess that's all I have to talk about. I guess this was just another Deep Thoughts with Corey Goode. I'll post this around. Thank you for watching the Sphere Being Alliance channel. Make sure you click on subscribe and smash the bell to make sure you're receiving all the new content from the Sphere Being Alliance YouTube channel.